Okay, already got this wheel done. As you can see, like I was saying, it's a pretty quick job. And yeah, we definitely called it a good time. See, the ears are, like I said, real close to being gone. That's how much, you start with. So you can see how much was worn down. I decided to look at a few things while I'm in here. Usually try to give people suggestions and what all they had to look at. And most everything actually looks pretty good. I mean, granted, it's, dirty with spider webs and stuff from sitting, but actual conditions of parts, like, for instance, this is a ball joint. And yeah, usually that's one of the easiest ways to tell if they're bad, is if the boot is destroyed and the grease gets out. It's usually the fastest way to wear out, so that looks good. Same story for the lower ball joint and the tie rod over here, all looking pretty good. So yeah, most stuff here seems fine. Sway bar link too, looking pretty good. But there was one thing that I literally had 3 times in a row this week. So it's where I am starting to check other people's too, just to be sure. Control arms. The lower one, it'll usually have, sideways connection like this. This is the controller arm, where it bolts up the bushing. But this one usually is okay on most of them. It's always the one that kind of goes out at an angle that's usually tore up. Now in yours, it's not like some of the others I've seen. It's not something you gotta do soon. Just plan for it in the future. But yeah, you can see it. This bushing here, yours hasn't done much. Well, yeah, there's a little bit of tearing right there. But yeah, yours hasn't done much tearing, because that's usually what has caused the others. Like, one, the bushing was just dry rotted and shrunk and fell out, but in both the other two, it was torn badly. So yours isn't there yet. It'll still be good and drivable for a while, but you'll want to plan for that sometime in the future. And it can be a little pricey. Usually the control arms themselves are, between 120, 150 bucks each, or you can get them online for cheaper. Usually there you can find them 50 or 60, and the work's going to be 100 because it is a pretty big job. But yeah, that's just something you need to prepare for somewhere down the line. Really, like I said, that one's not tearing up bad. It should still have a few miles in it. Even the way the car drove, the way it handles, it feels like it's still got some miles and time left in it. But just something you'll want to think about in the future. And that's about the only thing I see suspension-wise. Like I was saying, the rest of it looks good.